Has the United States ever actually, launched a full-scale military attack on Iran? It's a question you hear a lot, right? Especially when things flare up between them, which seems to happen pretty often. So today we're doing a deep dive. We're going to try and unpack this really complex, decades-long history. Our mission really is to get past the headlines, look at all those incidents that brought the U.S. and Iran right to the edge, to the brink of war, without, it seems, ever fully going over into a big declared conflict. We've got a lot of background material, looked at the major events people always bring up when they talk about a potential, USA attack on Iran. Think of this as your shortcut to getting properly informed. We'll give you the key takeaways, maybe some surprising facts too.
And you've really summed up the challenge here perfectly. Because while no, there hasn't been that declared full-scale official military attack, the tensions have been just incredibly high for decades. And there have been several moments where they got exceptionally close. To really get why this relationship is still so difficult, so fraught, we actually need to go back. We need to look at the roots, some really foundational moments.
Okay, let's unpack that then.
Yeah.
These deep-seated tensions.
Yeah.
Where do they actually start? Because it's obviously not just something from the last, say, 5 or 10 years.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. For a lot of Iranians, the real starting point, the source of this deep distrust of the U.S., it goes back to 1953. That year, the CIA was heavily involved covertly in overthrowing Iran's elected prime minister, Mohammad Mossadegh. His big crime, you could say, in the eyes of the West was trying to nationalize Iran's oil. And the result, the Shah, the king, was put back in power. And he was, very friendly to Western interests. That single event, that perceived foreign interference, it just bred this incredibly deep resentment in Iran, a distrust that, frankly, still echoes today in their politics.
Wow, okay. That definitely sets a powerful precedent. So 1953 lays that groundwork of resentment. What's the next huge event that really cements this adversarial relationship? I mean, I'm guessing we're talking about the Iranian Revolution, 1979?
Exactly. 1979 was just a seismic shift. If the Shah's out, Iran becomes an Islamic republic under Ayatollah Khomeini. And the whole geopolitical map changes, basically. And the immediate aftermath, that really hardened the U.S. view of Iran as an adversary, because just months after the revolution, you had Iranian students storming the U.S. embassy in Tehran. They took 52 Americans hostage, and that went on for 444 days, an astonishing length of time. That event, the hostage crisis, it fundamentally reshaped U.S. policy towards Iran. It led to them being labeled, a state sponsor of terrorism, and later, the big concern became their nuclear program.
Okay, so with that history clear, that foundation, let's move into the specific military flashpoints, the near misses, the times they really did seem right on the edge of open war. Where do we start there?
Well, one of the earliest direct sort of confrontations happened during the Iran-Iraq War. That was brutal. Lasted from 1980 to 1988. People sometimes forget, but the U.S. actually gave quite a bit of support to Iraq to